We're right in the end stretch of our month of talking about activating intuition in our life. Very exciting topic. I realize as I go through it that one of the central purposes of our teaching is for us to live a more conscious life, to be awake. I think that's why we show up week after week to remember. That's why we read books and we go to classes, endlessly facing our fears, relentlessly meeting our challenges, because we don't want to just sleepwalk through life unconsciously being victimized by anything that happens and shows up. We want to be awake to it. We want to be conscious of what's going on, making good choices for our life based on truth, not based on fiction. That was the idea of the people who founded this faith tradition. They called themselves students of truth. You know, the transcendentalists, Troward, Emerson, Hopkins, Thoreau, all those people that we draw upon for this truth-seeking. And they had, in general, this idea. They regarded the wisdom inside a woman or a man to be a higher authority than anything else on the planet, any institution, any book learning, any tradition, any culture. The highest authority, a personal wisdom and a perfect love. And they had this idea that if we could just stay close to that spirit within us, if we could have a close personal relationship with it, God, if you will, that it would tell us everything we would ever need to know to walk through life. That it would guide us through all of the human obstacles and all of the potholes on the path directly to the life that we long to live. And it would do that for us by always telling us the truth. That's the voice of God we're speaking about. We're calling it intuition. That's something inside of you, the one pure voice that will always tell you the real deal. That's been our focus this month. And so far we've talked about the substantial challenges of just recognizing that voice, identifying it so you can follow it. So I'm trusting you working with that, practicing with the silence, doing less to listen, because there is another substantial challenge. It's the challenge of when we do recognize it and we still don't listen. That challenge of when we hear it, we know it, and we ignore it because we want to do what we want to do anyway. Yes? So there I am in the airport in Florida. I'm about to fly home just last week, and I'm on Southwest Airlines. I don't know if you know how Southwest Airlines work. They categorize. You get A, B, and C boarding. I got me an A ticket, so I'm all excited about that. I'm standing there in line, but it's very busy in the airport, and I'm just getting the sense of all the energy, and there's like some junior league team getting on the plane, and it's packed, and I'm just feeling the energy. And over the announcement system, they say, we're in an oversold situation. We need one person to volunteer to go on the next flight. It's just 20 minutes later, direct to Oakland, and we'll give you $100. And I hear in my voice, you should take that. But I have an A ticket. I'll lose my A ticket. I even considered telling them I'll take it if they give me an A ticket. Do you know, I even heard in my own head the voice say, this flight you're on is going to be delayed. I heard it. But I have an A ticket. Do you know what I'm talking about? So I have my A ticket and the flight leaves on time. I'm all smug and get on the plane, and the flight lands in Austin, and they say, we have an unscheduled plane change, and please wait for your plane. It's coming in 2.5 hours. And the later flight direct to Oakland lands and takes off and headed on. It's full now, of course, That was an expensive bit of willfulness when it comes to time and listening. Reverend Chris Michaels told me, he says that Emerson said that there are only two ways to learn in life. You learn through intuition or through tuition. Yeah. Either you listen to the guidance that comes from within and you follow it, that's intuitive living, or you pay the tuition that comes from not listening. Now, I'm glad there aren't student loans for that kind of class, because I'd be broke. I know it. So I listen to the founders of this faith tradition, and I try to stay as close to God now as I possibly can. So I love the song that Stephen sang at the opening of the service. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better an opening for God, to make me stronger. I want to. When I hear that voice and I know it, I want to follow it as quickly as I can, because I know what happens when I don't. It gets expensive. And I've noticed how clever my mind can be when it wants to do the exact opposite of wisdom. It will lie. It will make up a rational lie. Many of them. It will rationalize. Now, I don't like it when anybody lies to me. Nothing upsets me more than being deceived. But I seem to think it's okay to lie to myself. Rational or not, still a lie. Maybe you've done it too. Even when you know the story isn't true, you know it's not true. But you carry on acting as if it absolutely is. After all, it is rational. Lie. Even when something inside of us is speaking, that would be the voice of God, intuition, the knower of truth, the still quiet voice. It's trying to tell us, get out of that dead-end job, or some variation of that. Do not marry that woman or man who seems to drink just a little bit more than he or she should. Even when something in us is telling us exactly what our heart of heart knows to be true. Do you know I've even gone so far as to pretend that I didn't hear it? Didn't hear it. How did that happen? Or make up defenses, some kind of defense, that is so concrete that no one dare question it. And then I get all surprised, I act at least, when the exact outcome that I knew would happen comes about. Come on. Yeah? Nobody? This is how I hear it. Some version of, oh, the job won't be so bad once you get used to it. Rational lie. Oh, one more purchase won't make a difference. Everybody needs a little luxury now and then. It won't make a big difference to the bottom line of the credit card. Rational lie. Oh, everybody needs a drink now and then. I'm sure things will change once we get together. Oh, they will change. For the worse. Just like you knew. I find that my rational lies, they work for a bit at best.